first thing I want to talk about. I'm probably going to rename one of the videos because I did call it an intro, and then as I look at it, I was explaining more on why the debate has been going on for as long as it has. Not exactly an intro to the whole kibosh that we're talking about today, right? So I'll probably rename that one. That's why you're seeing this one as intro and going, wait a minute, didn't he already have one called intro? I did some renaming, but I left it in the same spot in the playlist. You also notice I put blue versus green. You notice that both the things are up already? But I make it blue versus green. Why? Pan those back a little bit. Yes, folks, the overall breakdown of this whole discussion comes down to facts versus feels. Does that mean feels is wrong? No. Again, different set of morality, different set of ethics. Does that mean the pro side is wrong? No. Different set of morality, different set of ethics. But that is why I put blue versus green. Neither side believes they're wrong. Technically, neither side is wrong. It's just how they go about it. Let's go over some intros and the psychology of each. Well, the general psychology of each. Bear with me. On the pro side, we got the punctuation point. His intro is pretty much a movie quote. Straight from the movie. It's pretty much telling you the angle he's going to be taking. He's going to be looking more at the factual side, the data side, but from a humanist standpoint on those. Okay, fine, fair. Ads. They hit off just like every other YouTuber. A coffee brand owned by a YouTuber, Raid Shadow Legends, computer company owned by a YouTuber, whatever owned by a YouTuber, support me on Patreon, yada yada, blah blah blah, basic, e-beg, you know, oh my god said the same thing as e-begging. It's fine. Basic intro for a YouTuber, whatever. Devil. His intro is pretty much the Satanic Panic intro from Hell's Bells. Taking something that he finds abhorrent and making sure that there's proper music behind it, proper lighting behind it, to make sure that you know from the start he is against this hands down if you somehow missed the title of the video. And he's going to let you know how he feels. Lastly, Asa. Let me summarize Asa's situation because it happened to me. When Blizzard was having an issue, its big Me Too moment where everyone and their brother was pretty much suing Blizzard for something or other and leaving and all that, whatever. While that was going on, there was a operator in a FPS that was scheduled, whatever, to come out on a certain day. Unfortunately, on my timeline, none of that information ever came up until the Blizzard thing popped off. And then, that's the first thing I saw. So me, not knowing about the scheduling of the operator or the combat seasons or whatever, I went, okay, why the fuck did this just pop up on my timeline? Clearly, Blizzard did something. What the fuck did they do? And of course, people decided the one time I got actually ratioed, and the one time I got ratioed for not knowing why I got ratioed, was people losing their shit. Go taste cyanide. Hey, I heard this rope looks great on your neck. Things of that nature. Yeah, I know, death threats. They're on the internet. What the fuck are they going to do? If they ever showed up, they'd taste a knife or two. I'm just saying. I mean, I cut people open. That's part of my job before. Doing it as a hobby won't be a problem. Granted, it might cause me a PTSD problem that I already have, but case sera. Point is, they decided to jump in hot. Instead of explaining why there's a problem, commit seppuku. Not helping me. Not giving me a heads up. I'm just thinking all y'all have some issues and probably all y'all need to go and commit some fancy ass Sudoku. Just saying. But after a few hours of this, like 23, 24, 25 hours straight. I just went, okay, since none of y'all want to say shit, and when y'all decide to bring up a link, you say it after, I heard bleach and cyanide taste great together. You should try it. After shit like that, you expect me to look at a link. No.
Look, fuck you, fuck the plane you flew in on, fuck them shoes, fuck the socks with the bell on it, fuck your gay-ass fairy faggot accent, fuck them cheap-ass cigars, fuck your yuck-mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America. My president is black and my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out of my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
So when I got to that point where I'm like, hey, you know what? Making a video, purge. I'm purging you all. And in this case, it's a metaphorical purge because you can't just... Yeah, see, I can't really choke you, can I? I don't have the force. I can't choke you through video. Get the point? Got it? Great. So that was my point. I'm going to make a video. Going to purge the problem right off the bat. Carry on. A developer from Blizzard went, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Calm down. I get no one's giving you anything to work on. This is why they're sharing this link. This is why they're sharing you this thread. The reason being is because we did have it scheduled. We did have the release schedule set up already. The fact that Blizzard fucked up, it makes us look bad too. We get it. It looks like we're trying to cover for them. We are not intending to cover for them. We already had things scheduled. That's what this thread is going to show. That's what this thread is going to explain. So before you make a video, please refer to this. I was like, you know what? He came in chill, explained it, I'll take a look. And sure enough, the thread had stuff back, not backdated, but it was back in the dates. Far before Blizzard decided to Blizzard. That said, Salieri's intro pretty much stated that he did the same thing, but in fewer words. He did this. Yeah. He touched grass, he did a political protest. Why you would do that on your vacation, I don't know. He had a good time, came back home, decided to put out a tweet, just retweeting somebody, and instead of getting people to go, hey, this is why that's a bad take, people jumped in. What's my point of lesson here? Salieri never dealt with this shit before. Everyone was treating him like he's an expert in anime. Everyone's treating him like he's been debating this shit since day one of one. He hasn't. Kind of like how I was jumped for interfering a discussion that I had no idea of. Because what I saw and what I had did not line up with everything else. Same thing happened to Asa. Jumped in on a subject going, hey, I feel this is correct. And instead of people going, this is why this take is wrong, they said, you schizo, you're an idiot, yeah, yeah, blah, 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 yak and schmack, you get the idea. They jumped in the same general way. Hey, look, here's a picture of an anime girl. Oh, I bet you're triggered now. Stuff like that. Don't do that. Stop that. But that's the point. So by the time he made a video, there was no expert to come in and go, hey, here's a thread of what's going on. This is the information you actually need to understand the situation. There's no one to do that for him. So when he got to that point of making a video, you got his video. In fact, I probably would have had a similar video about said operator in the game because, again, same amount of information given and the same response was given. So I understand Asa's video a little bit better. I do understand that on that psychology point, on that logic. Speaking of psychology, again, not an expert. It was something I was studying, but not an expert. Anyway, raw fact. Punctuation point, going on facts. Ads, a little bit of emotion, but still using facts. Asa, how to argue for a straight fucking day. He's had enough video to kibosh it. He even states it. He's sweeping the trash off his porch, per se. Pretty much kiboshing. putting it into this shit post haste. And then Devil, his is a little bit different. And the reason why I say his is different is because the Satanic Panic has a very specific way of doing their videos. A very specific way of doing their propaganda. Devil hit all the points. Now, I will give Devil a little bit more credit. The fact that he constantly has would-be police lights in the background. Very dim, but you can tell they're there. You'll see it from time to time when I refer to his clips. Pretty much, this is bad. This should have the cops called on you. It's a psychology thing. You're seeing it, you're recognizing it, you're registering it, but it's not having attention immediately drawn to the lights. It's what's on the screen that you're associating with the lights.
A leaf, but pick the right leaf, the others are virus. They will infect you and destroy you and your reality. You must let your fear be heard. That is the beginning of the path to enlightenment.
Make my fear heard? How do I do that?
That would be telling.
Same thing with the, let's call it the Leaving Neverland music. AKA, yeah, evil music to make you think this is all evil. It's to control you emotionally. Remember how I said these two things are? When you pan it back a little bit, you see what they represent? That's what he's doing. He is trying to do the Jedi mind trick with visual cues and audio cues. Oh, you will be upset. Oh, you will take this as a personal affront. You will agree with me. Just like that BBC list that we talked about, where I pointed out all the way down to 6. Everything made sense, down to 6. And once we got to 6, what happened? BBC was about racial shit. And all of a sudden they're bringing in pedophilia. Why? To manipulate you, emotionally, into Taboo Insanity. For those of you who don't know, who have not followed any of my other videos, Taboo Insanity is a time where your brain decides to sacrifice logic because emotion has taken over.
Dad, you don't understand.
What do you two do for fun? Share foundation?
Sir, I don't...
Sparkle Motion, you better shut your fucking mouth. God damn, just fucking looking at you makes my balls boil with fury. They're sizzling right now. I'm sizzling your future fucking siblings.
It's actually very serious. If I go out in the sun, I could burst into sparkles.
Dad, no!
To the future. Oh, you don't have any glasses? Just pretend. The future. The future.
Sorry to interrupt, but there are some policemen here. They say they need to speak to you about irregularities in the pension fund.
I see. Could you make me a cup of tea, please, Stephanie?
That's literally Taboo Insanity in a nutshell. Or is that metaphorically? I don't know. The literal definition of Taboo Insanity is insanity caused by the introduction of a taboo. AKA logic goes out the window because a taboo was hit. So emotions have now superseded logic. Now, the problem is a lot of people know how to control this. The Satanic Panic knew how to control that. Oh, this is a taboo. We don't like it. But instead of yelling and screaming at the camera, we decided to convince you that it's bad. We're not saying rock and roll is going to have you kill your mother, but...
No one of Tommy's age and background could have committed this perverted and violent a crime without something to help him, yet neither alcohol or drugs played a part. What then could it have been?
Oh, you mean like mental illness, or do those not exist? Nope, definitely metal music, and metal alone caused all of this.
We're not saying it. We just so happen to have a news clipping of a kid who happened to listen to a lot of rock and roll and who happened to kill his mother. But we're not saying rock and roll itself is the direct cause of him killing his mother. We're just saying. That's pretty much Devil's whole thing. In fact, Asa ends up repeating it as well by going, oh, no. I'm not saying you lolly show people are pedophiles. Pedophilia is evil. Pedophilia is bad. Being a pedo is bad. By the way, pedophiles and lolly show are about the same thing, so they are the same. So yeah, lolly show is pedophilia. What do you mean I said something other at the beginning? What? What? I didn't say anything different at the beginning. In that one whole paragraph, I didn't say anything different. That's Asa's defense.
Just because there are vouchophiles who hurt real kids, and yes, they're infinitely more dangerous than your standard lollyjackers, that doesn't suddenly mean the lollyjacker is off the hook and are okay. No, they're still disgusting people, and yes, by definition, they're still vouchophiles.
And these are videos I gotta go through. Like I said in the definitions one, I thought this was going to be a little bit evenly matched. No, it really isn't. They're straight up facts versus feels. That's what this comes down to. Facts versus feels. And yes, I'm still going to be holding Devil to his anti-porn stance and his not knowing what the fuck BDSM is. I'm going to hold him to that. I'm also going to hold him to the definition as a bonus point. That means I am going to address their talking points in their videos as the talking points themselves. But if they hit anything that's pinned on either of their sides, if Asa does it or if Devil hits a pinned point, what happens? Well, this. It's a visual cue. Their argument would be represented as broken because of a pinned comment that they made themselves. Now the problem I have, Asa, the major issue I have with you is you fuck up hard with this.
But wait, the definition of vouchophilia does not make any distinction as to whether the object of the fantasy has to necessarily be a real child or a fictional one.
This breaks your entire video. Technically, if I applied this to Devil's, it breaks his too. But don't worry, Devil does it on his own.
If you're a Lolicon, yeah, it's not just the fact that they're vulnerable. It's everything. It's their age, their mind. I mean, I've been repeating the same thing for like 10 different times. That's what a pedophile is. So it doesn't say in the definition of pedophilia, oh, this is only for real people. No, it applies to everything.
So, since both of y'all decided to break your own videos and fucked up my entire fucking premise, let me tell you why it broke it. Here's a definition of murder.
You must pick a leaf, but pick the right leaf. The others are virus. They will infect you and destroy you and your reality.
Notice that there's nothing about fictional there, or real people there. So by your stated logic, by your stance, any movie that has had a character kill somebody on screen, we now have to arrest those actors. Even though the character itself is dead, and the actor is alive, you have used Type 2 roleplay logic.
It's just fucking ridiculous. I'm Batman. That's who Batman is, me, not anyone else. Alright? Some asshole can dress up like Batman and pretend to be him on a YouTube video, but that does not make him Batman, because I am Batman. You understand? There's only one person that could be Batman. That is me. Me. The character is me. I am the character. That is me, who I am. Batman is me.
That. To apply it here. You've just done that. It doesn't matter that the actor is alive, the character is dead. Since it doesn't matter if it's fictional or real, that means the actor must be arrested because they can't exactly arrest the fictional character who did the killing.
That's my bar! Shit. He copied my whole fucking flow!
That gets me through the phone!
He copied my whole fucking flow! Word for word, bar for bar!
This way I don't have to sit here and explain time and time again why it's a broken comment or why it's a broken argument. I can just have that, well, have this. I have that prop up. You get the point. Their comment is already dead. Their argument is already dead. But I'm still addressing the argument as it is perceived to be. Okay? Because unlike Devil, I don't run away from an argument. I don't care if you find it as a bullshit argument as possible. If you're making it, there's a reason for it, you need to address it. And this was going to hold on them. When the pro side makes a stupid ass comment, and I pin it, same thing will apply. Unfortunately, having watched those videos, they typically don't fuck up this bad. Well, Punctuation Point has a part where, well, when we get there, we'll get there. So that said, that's the technical intro to dealing with this. On to part 2.